Hi, my name is Sarah, and I'm reading The Power of Now. I'm on chapter 5 or 6. It's blowing my mind, okay? Currently, this is what's blowing my mind. So the premise is that, I'm not trying to dumb down the book, but just, if you haven't read it, the premise is that your mind is essentially not necessary to your soul to exist. Okay, so your mind is just constantly on guard, and your mind is very occupied with keeping itself in use. So your mind constantly wants to have you think about the past, and then constantly wants you to have to worry about the future. And for the most part, it's not like trying to think about good memories and make you feel good. It's trying to warn you, warning, what might happen, worry, fear. Just like the media, what's going to keep you addicted to the mind. And so the idea is that the mind is obsessed with time. And the cure is to be in the now, the present, is to enjoy like the current moment that you're in. So it's crazy because as I'm reading the concepts in this book, I'm starting to remember some of the skills that I learned in DBT, which is dialectic behavioral therapy. I think that's what it's called. Anyways, I learned skills in DBT, and they were life-changing for me, and I wish I'd had them years before I learned them. But some of these skills were like doing a body scan, which is where you just think about the different parts of your body. Like if you've ever done like a guided meditation on like, think about your toes. Oh, look. And then think about your ankle, and then think about your calf, and you just literally scan your body and you just think about each different little part of your body. You don't even have to be thinking about it gratefully or nothing. You just think about it. And that focuses all of your attention into one thing. It's called being mindful. So you're mindful of what's going on right now. You could be mindful of the way that the wind feels on me right now. What color my surrounding is, mainly green. I'm surrounded by a lot of trees. The sounds. I don't know if you can hear these birds are going out of control. Anyways, what he's saying is, the guy in the book is saying is that when you just live in the now, that is like the ultimate cure for worry, for depression. And when you're in the now, or as what Abraham Hicks calls it, like being in the vortex, and when you ask yourself a question like, what is lacking right now? Right now, everything's okay. And so your mind is obsessed with the future and the past. The mind is doing everything it can to get you out of the present, to get you out of the now. But the now is just like, enough, perfect, deep. I remember one time I got out of a relationship that I loved, and my friend was like, oh, come do yoga with me. I have this really amazing yoga class. God, I was in hell. Because you just like sit there and do these like movements with your body in silence, except whenever the instructor's like, bend over or whatever movements these yoga moves are, for like an hour and a half. And all I did was think, and my mind was thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking, and your mind makes you feel like it's so important. You better pay fucking attention. Which also has the premise of saying something could pass you by. Something meant for you could pass you by. You better figure it out. But you can't figure out heartbreak, can you? Once something's over, is it really a point to say, why did it go wrong? What could I have done differently? Doesn't really help. So the idea is that when you are stressed in any given time and moment, you think about what you are stressing about, and it probably has to do with time. And the cure is the opposite of what your brain thinks it is. The cure is to fucking forget about it and be present in that moment, present to that moment. So last weekend, I was at a house party, and we ended up going to like a club. It was like a weird club. It was called Moshmellow, like marshmallow, but like mosh pit, you know, Moshmellow. Anyways, and it was filled with like the weirdest people. Like these people look like Chapel Roan mixed with Lady Gaga, mixed with like, I couldn't tell you the pronouns of, of any of them, honestly. And it was like, they were just like dressed in the weirdest ways like that I hadn't seen. Now, granted, I've been kind of sheltered these past couple of months doing my own thing. So I haven't really been out as much, but I was just like, whoa, like the people were so eclectic, and then there was like a live band, right? And I'm thinking, there's no way I'm going to like this live band. Because first off, it's too loud. And second off, like, I heard that they were a cover band. Okay. So we're in the car and they're like, we're only going to stay for 20 minutes. It was somebody's birthday. We're only going to stay for 20 minutes. And then we're going to go, you know, back to the party. And so I was like, all right, whatever. And then I was like, jokingly was like, once they play Taylor Swift, we'll leave. Okay. Thinking there's no way that they're going to play Taylor, because they're going to play like Journey and fucking, I don't know, whatever cover bands play. Right. So we get there and it's so cool. And then we go in and I am really in my head because I thought I looked cute, but I looked very kind of like basic bitch, right? I had like the blonde hair and I had like these big hoop earrings, and I had like a dress that kind of was reminiscent of a bridesmaid dress. I loved it though, because it's like a lot of cleavage, but then like over the cleavage is mesh. So it's like see-through, but it's like, it looked like a royal blue version of the wedding dresses on Love is Blind. Okay. If you can kind of imagine that, except that it was short. Okay. But it fit me so good and I loved it. And so I walk into this place where I'm like, whoa, everybody has a very intense style. And everybody's tattoos are so perfect, you know, but like in the coolest way. And I started feeling like my tattoos are not cool enough. Actually, I literally forgot I even had any. And I was like, oh my gosh, these people are so cool. Like their hair is so cool and their outfits, and they even know about this place. I didn't know about this place. It looked so cool. And then the guy starts playing music. And what's crazy is that he started playing Blink-182. And I was kind of like, okay, I can get into this. And so I'm starting to get a little self-conscious about that too. Like, oh my God, am I supposed to know Blink-182? Because maybe they'll think I'm old. So in my head. And on one moment, I thought about Eckhart Tolle and the guy that wrote The Power of Now. And I thought, my mind is not letting me enjoy this moment. Because my mind is saying, I'm not good enough. There's something missing in me and I need to fix what's missing. And we can only be here 20 minutes. So, you know, hurry up. And preconceived thoughts, like judgments of like, there's no way that they're going to play good music and I'm not going to like it and all this shit. And I said to myself, how do I stop feeling so insecure? Oh, just focus on being present in the moment. And I looked up at the ceiling and I said, I'm at a really cool venue. And you know what? This is a really cool song. It was all the small things, the song. And I said, and I mean, I look good. And I think the whole point of everybody looking so weird is that it doesn't matter what you look like, you're going to fit in. You know what I mean? And I said, I'm exactly like where I want to be right now. And I love this song. And I started singing along. And then I started dancing. I didn't care about how long we were going to be there. I didn't care about who saw me, what they thought of me. And then they started singing. It was so crazy because the band guy was like, hey, this one goes out to all the people that went to church camp in the early 2000s. And I was like, oh my gosh, does he know about me? And then literally he starts playing Sadie Hawkins Dance. And so I'm singing along and I'm like, how does anybody here know Sadie Hawkins Dance? But clearly the band knew it. And so I'm singing along to that, having a blast from the past. Then I swear to God, they started singing a punk version of Taylor Swift Love Story. And I was like, I obviously manifested that moment. And I was having such a blast. And then I was like, after this, we're going to go. But then you know what they started playing? Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. I'm only human, guys. So literally I got tapped on the shoulder by one of my friends. They're like, you know, we're leaving. And then I was like, yeah, hold on. And then they just left and went out and were waiting for me in the car so I could finish out that song because I allowed myself to feel that moment. I allowed myself to not even just appreciate the moment, but to like live the moment, to be in the moment. And it was beautiful. And so now, and like I've been reading this book for like a week. I mean, I could have finished it in 2 days, but I've let things get in the way. But it's like every time I'm starting to get stressed out, I just think, wow, that's just my mind saying, hurry up. But if you know me at all, you know that if anybody needs to hurry, it's not me. I'm the fastest person that I know. I'm a mile a minute. My friend Michelle dedicated a song to me when I was like 12 that was, I'm in a hurry to get things done. I don't know if that's the name of the song, but it's that old country song. Anyways, the idea is we are letting our mind rule us with saying there's something else you need to accomplish in the future to feel good. There's a hole you need to fill. You haven't filled it before, you need to fill it in the future. And I'm just starting to realize that maybe the only hole that I need to fill is the here and now. And I just need to fill it with my presence in it. So thank you for taking your here and now and spending it with me.